Homeless. Yo dog, Kenny Boucher here, Next Level Painting, hitting you up on the literal best of all days. On this glorious Friday morning, we're going to be doing part 2 of painting a Nurgle Plague Hulk. In the first video, we spent a lot of time on the skin, on those details, and those disgusting yet beautiful elements of Nurgle. Today, we're going to be kind of showcasing the Next Level Painting marriage of quantity and quality. We're going to take all that time, honestly, it took about 8 hours to paint this model. And it was only that quick because we're going to use some techniques to paint the legs, the spider legs of that Soul Grinder Defiler chassis. We're going to use a lot of techniques to get them to that Nurgle level, using a lot of typhus corrosion, rust. We're going to use some of that oxide effects, and we're going to just keep it classy, keep it Nurgle, save a lot of time here. So that way we essentially, in like a Saturday, if you worked all day, you could have this model done to this level by following these tutorials. This is the second part of my 2-part dedication to my good friend, Michael Carlin, man. I'm doing this for you. I want to talk real quick about Patreon. Thank you to my most current patrons. You guys are helping me hold it down over here. Also want to thank everybody who's been checking out the longwar.net. Obviously, that's your portal for exclusive and early access. We got podcasts, webcasts, tutorials, battle reports. We even got a new series featuring myself called The Inside the Mind of a Tournament Player. It features a 3-part journey through with my Chaos Space Marines going through a tournament. It's a little bit different formula. It's more of a sustainable tournament formula with an overhead view, some inserts with an iPhone 6, and a lot of voiceover trying to give you that analytical, tactical approach. Don't hesitate to check it out. It's on the longwar.net. You're gonna have to wait a long time to see it on regular YouTube though, because we are going to a 2-week model. All of our stuff generated new value over there for the veterans, over in the Hall of Veterans at the longwar.net. We got all sorts of new things happening, new tutorials, new tactical videos. It is getting to be a lot of value over there. I want to talk you guys' ears off, so let's jump right into this. Let's do this thing. Painting a Nurgle Plague Hulk, part 2. Let's jump right into an ancient Chinese trick. This is an old Reaper paint. This is from their Master Series. This is called Harvest Brown. We're going to load this up in our airbrush. We're going to use some water. We're going to use some flow improver, and we're going to go in and kind of pre-shade the rusty areas of all the metal that we predetermined from last video, how we laid it all up with typhus corrosion, did some quick dry brushing. This is going to be our lead-in kind of to our rust patterns, and this is probably the best brown in the business. Do yourself a favor, get some Reaper Harvest Brown from the Reaper Master Series. You will thank me later. And obviously you can see it's already coming out really good. You can see all these little subtle areas in the joints. We're dropping some sick streaks in from there. Like, it's just looking good. You can see it's just such a good brown. The Reaper series, man, I wish I had told you about this earlier. Just haven't had an opportunity to really use it on a big platform like this before. And as you can see, it is literally one of the best browns. It's burnt umber level good, which is saying a lot because burnt umber is the truth. And obviously here's 2.0. This is another Reaper paint from the Master Series. This is called Orange Brown. These two browns in conjunction are easily the most versatile colors that you will use if you have a Chaos Army. We're going to come through here. We're going to highlight all the browns we just did with that Harvest Brown. We're going to come in there, be a little more subtle, kind of hit it in the centers, and you can see this creates a truly realistic rust worn out effect. This is such a good tech. I used to do this. I've been doing this since day one, Next Level Painting, airbrushing, using these two browns together. And if you combine them with some of the new GW technicals, some of the new hotness, some of the old hotness, it truly comes out amazing. It looks so realistic. And you can see we're gonna go right into it. The RZA Rust from GW. I'm gonna dry brush this rust over some of these areas we just laid down the orange brown. And you're gonna get a realistic look at rust. It is just unquestionably realistic because you get kind of that powdery rust look from the airbrush, and then you get some of that hard edge effect from dry brushing some of this RZA Rust on. Now, dry brushing, you don't have to stop there. You can pull a sponge out, you can pile it up and move it around. You can get as rusty as you want. This is your model, you know what I'm saying? And this is another great color from the GW line, the oxide effect. I used to mix this by hand with some washes and some like turquoise paints. You know, I'm just so happy they made a real actual technical effect. And I'll tell you, a secret here is use water. You really want to combine this water, smooth it out, blend it into the corners, let it dry, maybe do a second pass. This really does give you that final epic level Nurgle corrosion. Like, it doesn't even make sense. We have oxide happening, we have corrosion happening. This is just straight Nurgle contamination. This is one of the best little final accents you can do on any Nurgle model, is go in there, use this oxide, get in there. It's also really good to use on any brass armor, like if you were going for Khorne or anything like that, because it's a lot more realistic in conjunction with golds and brasses. But as you can see, it works perfect for Nurgle. I wouldn't go any, this is American Express card color for Nurgle. Don't leave home without it. As you can see, man, it's just a subtle little bit, like we're barely doing anything on the legs of this model, and it's already looking insanely realistic in Nurgle. This is what I was talking about earlier. This is the marriage of quantity and quality. This is what the next level painting process is. It's kind of taking that model right up to just below show quality, like just before you hit that level, but it's way above tabletop quality. This is the process. This is what we've been working on for 5 years together, getting models to this level. You can literally paint this guy in one day. I literally sat down, turned on my camera, and I painted this guy in one working day. It took me 8 hours with a camera rolling, and the camera does take up a lot of my time. So you can easily knock this out on your own in one day. Now we're gonna go for the final technical color here, Blood for the Blood God. And we're gonna fill up all those little holes that we spent all that time painting the reds into and dropping washes into. And we're gonna go in there with a light, kind of a glaze. We're gonna use it to just kind of cover these areas lightly. We're not gonna go super thick because we want some of that definition to show through. And as you can see, it's giving you that totally amazing gloss finish, that disgusting open wound. Look at it all in all of those little holes. It is disgusting, it is realistic, and it is technical. This is what I expect to see from a Nurgle army. This was 99% technique, 1% skill. The skill of painting this model was knowing the techniques. And I hope you guys can recreate this. Post some of these on the Facebook page. I'd love to see what you guys do with your Nurgle models. Anyway, thanks for watching. Deleted scenes, bonus content, and all the interviews and post-game wrap-up videos can be located in the Hall of Veterans on thelongwar.net. Visit thelongwar.net today and try a week completely free with no strings attached. That's not all. Thelongwar.net is also your hobby resource for exclusive early access with an ad-free experience to all your favorite videos. Members of the Hall of Veterans gain early exclusive access to multiple hobby videos.